Greetings everyone, welcome to Attaining the Second Cognition. This is an unscripted video, so it may not fall quite as neatly as the scripted ones we do, but I got some issues that we really need to address with our audience here. One of them I really want to hit on is this entire fascination with the afterlife. We get lots of people who ask the questions of us, what happens in the afterlife? What happens after death? Well, I got news for you folks. I haven't died and come back to give you a book report on it. You know, I can't give you the answer to that any more than anybody else can. But the fact of the matter is, while you're worried about what happens in the afterlife, are you living this life? Or are you just spending your time worried about the afterlife? Here's a new concept. If there's an afterlife, then there should have been a before life, right? Have you ever pondered what happens in the before life? What may have occurred before you decided to incarnate as a human? Because if there's an afterlife, there has to be a before life. So why not contemplate on the before life and see if you can gain some wisdom from that rather than fretting and worrying and crapping in your pants over the afterlife and what happens after you die? You haven't even finished living yet, so why not try living for a change instead of worrying about what happens after you die? When you die, you'll find out. So why bother asking me like I have some kind of answer for it? You know, it's really gotten to be a very tiresome question, and it gets asked by so many people. I wonder, is this all you people can think about, is the goddamn afterlife? Another issue we got is we have instructed in the videos, we've done it in the books too, about all these new inventions that the Lucis Trust think tanks keep coming up with. Quantum jumping and DNA activations and solfeggio frequencies and, you know, this practice and that practice, affirmations. I mean, take your pick. Lucis Trust has people sitting in think tanks, sitting around dreaming this stuff up just to lure you in to buying their bullshit. You can usually tell their stuff because it gets mainstream attention. It usually costs you a whole bunch to enroll in their courses, and everyone winds up thinking that whatever the new invention is, this is going to be the golden ticket. This is going to be the one that's going to give me enlightenment. What I see happening with a lot of people that are on their spiritual quest is they have been doing it for so long that the quest itself has become an obsession. It's jumping from one thing to another, always looking with an eye to, this next thing is going to be my golden ticket. This one's the one that's going to give me the answer. So in a lot of cases, they'll spend money, they'll go to seminars, they'll do the retreats, you know, they'll enroll in the classes, you know, and they may get some minor benefit out of it, but in the long run, in the end, there's no payoff. And although many of you have had experiences from no payoff from these things, you still go after them. And then you ask us what we think about them. Well, we've told you over and over in these videos what we think about them. You know, they're there to take you down a road to a dead-end place, separate you from your money, and leave you with no answers at the end of the day until they invent something else new to go chase and spend your money on. At some point, you got to gain wisdom to stop doing this stuff. You know, at some point you have to recognize the game that they are playing and quit playing their game. There is no magic bullet to this. We've told you in the videos, we've told you in the books how you go about doing this. And we haven't charged fees for seminars, and we're not, you know, doing great public speaking engagements and all this other stuff just to sell you another pile of shit. You know, if you want to get their hogwash, then go buy their hogwash. But don't ask us what we think about it, because when we tell you, you're not going to like the answer and you're still going to go off and do what you want to do anyway. So if you can't gain the wisdom to learn some discernment and realize that this stuff is all designed to lure you down a path of no growth, what do I have to tell you, or what can I give you that's going to make you realize that? You can chase all the rainbows you want. Like I said, too many people on the spiritual path have got locked up in this quest for spirituality, chasing the next new product, thinking it's going to be the one that gives you the Willy Wonka golden ticket to enlightenment land, that the quest has become the obsession. You don't even know what you're questing anymore. The quest becomes self-fulfilling in itself. I mean, that's all you do. You're on the hunt, and the hunt is all there is. You know, if enlightenment were to come up and bite you on the ass, you probably wouldn't see it because you're too busy hunting for the next little ticket piece, you know, on the quest. So, you know, gain some wisdom, for Pete's sake. You know, we've told you in the videos that a lot of these programs that they have, we've apprised you of programs. Programs are energetic harnesses. When you see these things that are touted in the mainstream, they have got energetic harnesses on them. If you want to be harnessed by that stuff and go wind up being a slave, you know, to their system of beliefs, then knock yourself out. But don't ask me for some kind of endorsement for this stuff, because it's not going to happen. It ain't coming. We've told you about the electronic loose devices and how they encode things on their web pages and YouTube channels and everything else. This is another form of programming, using technology to program and hamper your growth and development. But if you guys want to go chase that stuff, knock yourselves out. But don't come asking us for some kind of endorsement on what they're doing, because it's not going to be forthcoming. You know, we've told you about what they do. We're telling you how they go about doing it with our programs, videos, and things like that. If you don't want to listen to what we have to offer in the way of sound advice into how to keep yourself out of trouble, then don't ask us to endorse the stupid shit you want to follow. I mean, it's all on you. It's your decision. But, you know, frankly, we're kind of tired of being asked the lame questions about what happens in the afterlife, or should I do this, you know, embark on this new program that's out there because, oh, everybody's talking about it and everybody's doing it. If it's out there in the mainstream, it's out there for a fucking reason. There's no process they have that gets that kind of endorsement, that kind of media exposure, unless it's got money behind it. And it also doesn't get that kind of exposure unless they want people to get hooked into it. So if you want to chase that stuff, knock yourself out. But don't come to us looking for an endorsement so we can validate what you think you're going to do anyway. If you want to do it, go fucking do it. But don't think that we're going to give you a pat on the back and say, hey, yeah, that's a good thing, go do it. If you haven't developed the discernment yet to know, why are you asking us? Make up your own mind. And if you wind up paying a price for it and you don't wind up getting any payoff from the money you spend and the time you devote and everything else, don't come whining to us because we told you it was going to happen. You know, I mean, it's really kind of frustrating because we're putting out this information that's there, that's available for people to use, and they want to go find something else. So, hey, knock yourself out. Go find something else, but don't expect us to endorse it. So, anyway, it is what it is, and I'm just sharing my thoughts with it because I'm really getting kind of tired of the idiocy, of the same lameness of questions. The afterlife thing really just burns my feathers. Like, nobody can think about anything about the afterlife. What do you? Oh, wait a minute. Let me go die, and I'll come back and I'll fill you in on it. Okay? I mean, how ridiculous are these questions to ask me? Well, what happens in the afterlife? Fuck, I don't know. I ain't died and been there. Why ask me? Why ask us? You know, why is it important? While you're worried about the afterlife, are you living this life? These are questions you need to ask yourself. And if this video offends, hey, tough shit. Anyway, that's all I wanted. Keep on with your work.